I'm Nick Jensen, also known as Nick Brick, and it feels good to be back at a con with a new build from Titanfall 2. This one is the C.A.R. SMG. So the C.A.R. SMG originates from the first Titanfall game, but it doesn't quite look like this one. This is the one in the sequel, and then they added this game in, or, I'm sorry, they added this gun into Apex Legends, but this is the one that I like. I like its orange and white color scheme, and I love Titanfall 2. It's second only to Halo as my favorite games, so I had to build one of my favorite gun designs in the game to absolutely clear it up with my Titanfall players. I don't use this gun. I just like how it looks, so don't get mad at me if anybody, you're still mad at the C.A.R. mains, but yeah, this is what I wanted to make, and here it is.
Well, it looks fantastic on display, but I'm sure you can pick it up and show some of the features.
Let's go ahead and do that. It's got a few working features, none of which is shooting, but that's not really what I like to do. I like to make a good prop that has a few functions and go for the aesthetics. But with that all said, you can still pull the trigger on it, and you can pull on the bolt, which opens the chamber. And you can kind of see a bullet on the top if you get the right angle on that, but it's hard to see, but it is there. And you can also pull out the magazine, which has the bullet on top that you were able to see when you open the bolt up. It's just a clip that connects that into the mag. It's not any friction connection, nor does it have a working mag release, but it's passable. Now, one of the things that unfortunately wasn't able to bring to this con, I was able to make every single sight for it and all the different attachments that you can have, including one attachment from Titanfall 1, which is the suppressor, and one of the things you can do in Apex Legends, which is the ammo swap. You can take out this magazine, and I had another magazine that had a different type of bullet on the top to show that you can switch from light to heavy rounds. I don't know if that's exactly what it is. I don't play Apex Legends anymore, but
Close enough.
I think that's what it is. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments correcting me on that one. Well,
Talk about kind of the color scheme on this and the orange and white pieces. You've got a lot of different angled pieces on there to create all those curves.
that's actually what inspired the build. So I've wanted to make a C.A.R. SMG since the game came out in 2016, but I didn't know how I wanted to do the angled slots, and that's one of the iconic details you notice right away with this kind of gun if you're familiar with the Titanfall games. But as soon as LEGO released these triangular tiles in orange, I believe on one of the Guardians of the Galaxy sets, that's when I decided, okay, I have to make this now. That's the way to do it, and it worked out really, really well. So that was the first thing that I did. I was designing these slots to be angled the way they are here, and from there I was able to get even more of the details fleshed out from there. That was the first thing designed, and then from there I think the bolt was next. The whole core is 3 studs wide, which is unusual for a prop build like this. Usually you want to do something 2 wide or 4 wide, something simple to keep it easy and sturdy, but 3 wide offered a bigger challenge for this. So it goes from 3 studs wide to 5 studs wide, and I don't think there's any other major transition sections there, but it was such a challenge to get it to be able to be held. Unfortunately, that makes the pistol grip not very sturdy, but you can hold it really well from the magazine. You can hold it from the foregrip. It's got enough sturdy points from your front hand that your backhand, it doesn't have to hold it that much.
No, I mean, the whole build looks amazing here. You've even got lots of little, besides just the orange and white, all these little sort of like greebling details almost you're able to add on to make it more, lifelike like the game.
One of my favorite details on this was actually the sights on top. We have the standard issue, I don't want to say iron sights because it still projects a holographic dot when you aim down it, but it's kind of like the iron sights of, I believe, like an MP5 or any of those kinds of real-world submachine guns.
And then you've got the blue diamond on the end here as well.
Yep, there's a blue diamond that represents the blue dot you see when you aim with the sight, and the curves around it for, I guess, a little bit of the aperture is just a few horn pieces. We wouldn't expect to see horn pieces on a gun build, but any piece can be a gun piece if you know what you're doing. As well as on the opposite side of the sight, we have a minifigure beanie used as the gear to tighten it onto the rail system on top.
There you go. And I liked what you were saying earlier about kind of challenging yourself with the 3 wide to 5 wide kind of core throughout it. Obviously, you've done a lot of these weapons over the years, a lot of incredible builds. So do you find yourself kind of challenging yourself on a regular basis and building in different ways like that to keep pushing yourself?
I definitely do. I get a lot of questions from fans of the channel and all that, and people that want to make gun models or any life-size models, really, not necessarily just guns, asking, how do you do a trigger? How do you do a magazine? How do you do such and such function? And my answer to that is just different every time. I don't have a go-to design for any of these ideas that are on every single type of life-size build like this. It's different every time. It has to be purpose-built for what the subject matter is.
So when someone comes up to this at a show, as you're displaying this at a convention, do you get a lot of reactions from people like recognizing it from the games or wondering what it is?
Oh yeah, there's been a few people that said, oh, I'm a huge fan of Titanfall. Oh, I love Apex Legends. And while it's not exactly Apex Legends, we love the support for that universe. And I'll take it. It's just that recognizable to the people that enjoyed that content.
Fantastic. And you mentioned your YouTube channel there, so talk about kind of the videos you do over there, because you not only obviously bring these builds to conventions, but you create some really incredible videos yourself around showing some of these builds off.
I got a whole channel, Nick Brick, and I show a bunch of different replicas, not just from Titanfall, but Halo, and even from real life. I got a Polaroid camera, an Xbox controller, trying to branch out and show different subject matter. So not just the virtual, but actually having an object side by side to compare it with. Even the Zapper from the Nintendo Entertainment System, all kinds of different replicas. Anything that interests me from the gaming and the film world, you're going to find that on my channel.
Yeah, perfect. Well, make sure to go check out Nick Brick online if you haven't. Great work as always. I love seeing your work, Nick. It's always fantastic. Can't wait to see more from you. I'm sure at other conventions in the future here, so thank you.
Great to see you again, Joshua.